First reason why you should develop your own series when starting out is it will keep you interested and it will make it harder to give up. Every time we're starting something new, it's challenging and we tend to get frustrated easily because we want to be good at the thing, but we're just starting that, so there's no way we can be good at it. And when we create a series, it will keep us interested because we have a goal. And that it's already like something that you need to achieve. So our brain will want to finish that. This is the second portrait for my series, Roots and Voices, where I chose Brazilian singers that I really like. And actually, my Instagram followers helped me choose the 40 really important Brazilian singers, and they happen to be my favorite singers too. So I decided I'm gonna paint 40 of them, 40 portraits. And it's been a month that I started this whole project, and it's also been a month that I started on oils. So right in the beginning, I already decided to create this series because I know how my brain works. I need to be motivated to do things, and my hyper focus helped me to be motivated, and Brazilian music, it's one of my hyper focuses. So yeah, this is the second one, and by the third one, I'm already changing things. I decided to not overcomplicate it and don't think about composition for now. So from the third canvas on, you're gonna see that it's just gonna be the portrait with no elements. So second reason is that you will learn things you wouldn't otherwise. Example, exactly that, composition. I was not thinking about composition when I started this series. I just wanted to put complements with the portrait. I felt it was necessary, but it really wasn't. It's just making my life harder to have other elements with the portrait because of the light. Each picture that I'm painting has a light coming from one side. So when I put it on my canvas, all the elements together, they don't really communicate. And composition, it's hard by itself. So it's a whole nother chapter that we have to dive into later on after we learn actually how to deal with oils. So I made a deal with my brain because my brain didn't want to accept that the first two had a scenario and then the other 38 is just the portrait. So the deal is that at the end, when I finish all 40, I'm gonna repaint the first two, which is Milton Nascimento and this one, Gal Costa. So I'll just paint them at the end by themselves with no background and elements like animals or plants. Third reason, you will be able to see your progress, and that will be rewarding. Yeah, that is so true. Like my first canvas, if you watch the video from last week, my first portrait, it was like so hard. Like the reference I picked was so not ideal because Milton has his teeth showing, and it's really hard to do teeth when you're starting. The chances are that it's gonna get complicated, and at the end, you're not gonna like what you did. And that happened to me. But it was the first one, and I spent like a week doing that. So at the end, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna call it done and gonna get better in the next ones. And it's so true. Like this one, Gal Costa, is the second one, and I already saw so many improvements already. And this reference I got of her, it's much better than the one I got of him. So I already see a lot of progress. And I'm also thinking about how it's going to be when I'll be like my 10th, 20th painting portrait. Is going to be so much better if the second one already improved so much. So it's really rewarding to see how good you get to from each canvas doing the same thing, like portraits. But it doesn't have to be portraits. If you like landscapes, if you like still life, you can make your series of that. And it doesn't have to be 40 too. It can be like 10. Just pick something that you like and a number that is realistic for you. Reason 4, you will be able to easily remember and compare your work. If you have a series, it's gonna be so easy to see which one was the first one and which one is the last one. And then you can compare. Because when you have a bunch of canvases, like after a year practicing, you get lost about like what I did first and what I did next. And if you have a series, your brain will be organized about, okay, this was the first one. I remember this was, maybe you won't remember everyone, like the order for every one of them, but you will sort of remember. So it will be much easier for you to compare and to see your progress. And reason 5, you will have an incredible emotional collection to always look at and remember how and why you started out an art series in the first place. And to me, starting out oil on canvas at the age of 30 was a big, big, big jump from whatever I was doing before that, because I was always like bouncing from one thing to the other. I never really knew what I liked to do. And like starting this series, when I started learning oils, it made me get so close to myself because I really like this series subject that I picked. And I feel that these singers are helping me out to go through this initial phase, like this starting phase where everything is really hard. It can be fun too if you're open to that. Like if you're open to it, for it to be fun, if you give it its space for yourself to just find things fun and funny and like, oh, look at this awful canvas I just created. Like if you laugh at that, yeah, that's great. That's gonna help you to move forward. And if you create a series where you really like what you're doing, you will feel that you are not alone in this path. And this is really good. Even if you're not a beginner, it's really good to have a series that reads you, that people that know you will be like, yeah, for sure they will create a series like that, for sure. This is really what they like, and I think that we deserve it. We deserve to do what we like and what we want, and to be seeing how we started and how we became, because we don't know how we're gonna be painting a year from now if we practice every day. And I think it's really good to be practicing every day, doing something that we like, instead of doing things that we find that we should do. I think that later on we will be finding things that we should do, but to be starting and to be happy about ourselves and what we're doing, we should do things that we like. I really hope you liked this video. I'm trying to record everything that I'm creating so I can do this short little tips thing that I'm doing, teaching what I'm learning as I go. And you can follow me on Instagram if you want to see what I'm working on every day. And also you can sign my newsletter where I'll write every month about what I'm doing and what I'm thinking and news and things from my home studio. Thank you for watching. On the description of this video, you will find all my links. See you next week. Bye!